What was it like being around DMX?
DMX was dangerous, man.
Straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't. Bring it. Bring it.
In Los Angeles, gangs like the LA Crips expect rappers to check in, leading to confrontations in many cases. But when they tried it with DMX, they realized his dangerous reputation was real.
And nobody in this nigga crew running behind him to stop this nigga. So I'm like, whoever this nigga is, he official. They ain't want no smoke with this nigga.
Remember, this is DMX, the same aggressive and unpredictable guy that went to prison so many times, it became a second home.
But what was it like being around DMX?
DMX was dangerous, man. When you around him, he's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Very unpredictable.
Checking in. For a long while now, gangs extorting rappers has almost become normal, and they even gave it a name, checking in. Just listen to Big U, who's known as one of the main enforcers of this so-called check-in system, and is currently behind bars for it. He straight up said it's mandatory for rappers to check in when they're in certain cities.
In LA, when I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry.
Even tried to break it down using an analogy, comparing it to military airspace politics. Like, you can't just fly through certain areas without permission.
United States of America and all these countries have what is called airspace. If you invade their airspace with a plane, they consider that an act of war. You can choose not to, and it's gonna be a problem. If dudes come and you move it in a certain way, if you choose not to check in, suffer the consequences.
But honestly, a lot of people see this as ridiculous because the truth is, these gangs only ask black celebrities and rappers to check in. It's like they're gatekeeping their own community, which is wild. DMX. But if there's one person you really couldn't pull that kind of move on, it was DMX. Trying to force him to check in, yeah, that was probably a big mistake. DMX was a different breed. Wild, raw, and absolutely fearless. Fat Joe even told this crazy story once. He, DMX, and Big Pun had just finished a show and stopped at a gas station. Out of nowhere, a guy walked in wearing a chain, and DMX straight up robbed the dude right there in the gas station. That's the kind of energy he was on.
At a show, me, him, and Big Pun in Brooklyn. And after the show, we stopped at the gas station. Meanwhile, the whole crowd was just going, stop, shut him down, open up, chop, oh. Like, DMX was crazy.
And then there's Aries Spears' story. According to Aries, he was at an event trying to promote his comedy CD. He was going around asking celebs to endorse it, including DMX, but apparently DMX wasn't too happy about the impressions Aries used to do of him.
And at this time, I had my comedy CD, and I did a bunch of skits where I did prank phone calls as rappers. And I saw Busta Rhymes, I saw this person, that person. So I put them on camera saying, yo, you gotta cop my man Aries Spears shit, blah, 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 blah. All good. I see DMX, and yo, X, he goes, Doug, I need to holler at you.
So DMX told him they needed to talk and led him into a locker room. Suddenly, almost 30 guys followed them in, forming a circle around Aries and DMX. Then a bodyguard slammed the door shut and stood in front of it.
We go into the locker room, and there's one entrance in and one entrance out. So me and him go in there, and about 27 niggas follow suit, and they make a circle around us. So it's just me and X in the middle. And then the bodyguard comes in and then slams the door where you could leave and stands in front of it.
DMX started questioning Aries about the impression, and Aries tried to explain that it was all in fun, with no disrespect intended.
He was like, Doug, I heard you, my voice, huh? Heard you doing some things with my voice. What's good? I said, oh, no, it's all complimentary, you know, ain't nothing crazy. I'm not disrespecting you or nothing like that.
Then Aries tried to pitch the CD like he was doing with the others, and DMX was like, come to my hotel later, let me hear it. If it's good, cool. If it's not, and then he growled,
but like everybody else, can I get you on camera endorsing my shit? He was like, Doug, I tell you what, come to my hotel tomorrow, let me hear it. If it's good, yeah, If it's not,
According
According to Aries, what really freaked him out was that after DMX said this, he then pulled out a razor blade from under his tongue.
really fucked me up was after he went, didn't this nigga pulled a razor blade out from under his tongue.
Oh,
I've been black my whole life. I'm not that black. The gift that you have to be able to put a razor blade in your mouth, talk, move your mouth, your tongue, and you don't cut yourself?
According to Aries, after witnessing all that, he didn't even bother showing up at the Hotel Dot.
We on stage, right? And we doing Party Up and we killing it, you know what I'm saying? DMX accidentally snuffs me. That's some real shit. I was like, wow, this nigga's knuckles is hard as a motherfucker.
DMX accidentally.
He accidentally snuffed me.
How?
He just...
Is he just going
No,
out
look.
like,
1, 2, now. He hit me.
Ready outside.
Oh, shit.
Ready outside.
I was like, God dang.
then there
Jay Pharoah has his own story too. He said they were on stage performing with DMX, and DMX was so hyped and throwing fists in the air that he accidentally punched Jay right in the face during the set.
I catch you, nigga. So you know me, I'm in the back seat like, what happened between him and Mace? Like, who is this nigga? And nobody in this nigga crew running behind him to stop this nigga. So I'm like, whoever this nigga is, he official. They ain't want no smoke with this nigga.
Then there's the time DMX had rappers running for their lives. Memphis Bleak told a story about how Bad Boy Records were chilling on the beach in Miami. Mace rolled up on a scooter, and the moment DMX saw him, he started chasing Mace. Bleak, who was seeing DMX for the first time, was shocked.
Not even a rebirth. He's finna give you back what he always been. A beast on the mic with the vocals that can't nobody touch. He gonna make you go get the dictionary to understand every word he just spit too.
but
Mort, DMX versus Corrupt. DMX didn't fear anyone, and he definitely didn't have any respect for gangs. That attitude carried over into his beef with Corrupt. Corrupt, a well-known rapper and member of the Crips, was managed by Big U, the top figure, in the Rolling 60s interview. But DMX didn't care about any of that. In fact, things got so serious that Corrupt ended up being the target of a hit that left 2 of his bodyguards dead, and Corrupt barely escaped with his life. Rumors quickly started circulating that DMX might have been behind it, and considering his wild reputation, a lot of people believed it. Let's take it back to the early 1990s. At the time, DMX was the undisputed underground king of the New York rap scene, while Corrupt was just starting to make a name for himself on the West Coast. In 1992, when he was only 19, Corrupt and his close friend Daz Dillinger signed with Death Row Records. Together, they formed the Dog Pound, with Corrupt repping the Rolling 60s Crips and Daz repping the Rolling 20s Crips from Long Beach, California. Not long after, the Dog Pound expanded into a larger crew known as the Dog Pound Gangster Clique, which included heavyweights like Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, and RBX. The crew first hit the scene in a major way with their appearances on Dr. Dre's classic 1992 album, The Chronic. They continued making waves in 1993, playing a big part in Snoop Dogg's legendary debut album Doggy Style. Corrupt and Daz appeared on several tracks and skits, solidifying their place as a key part of Death Row's success. By 1994, the Dog Pound was ready to step into the spotlight themselves. They kicked off the rollout for their debut album, Dog Food, with the single What Would You Do? The track was a hit and even earned a Grammy nomination in 1996 for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group. Have you ever heard of a slaughter start? When Dog Food finally dropped on October 31st, 1995, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 270,000 copies in its first week. The album's success cemented the Dog Pound as one of the hottest duos in hip-hop. By 1996, Corrupt's personal life was heating up as well. He started dating Brooklyn rapper Foxy Brown, and by 1997, the two were engaged. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, DMX was beginning his meteoric rise. After signing with Def Jam, he dropped his debut single Get At Me Dog in February 1998. The song was a hit, peaking at number 39 on the Billboard charts, and made it clear that DMX was a force to be reckoned with. If you don't know by now, then you slip. I'm on some that's got me jacking flip. Let my man stay pretty. Later that year, DMX released his classic debut album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, which took the rap game by storm and solidified his status as one of hip-hop's biggest stars. Things started to get messy in mid-1998 when rumors began circulating that DMX and Foxy Brown, Corrupt's fiancée at the time, were hooking up behind his back. According to Foxy Brown, Rough Riders member Eve was the one who spilled the tea to Corrupt, claiming that something was going on between Foxy and DMX. This caused a rift between Foxy and Eve, with Foxy insisting that nothing serious happened and that DMX just had a crush on her. Foxy accused Eve of blowing things out of proportion and stirring the pot. I don't like Eve. I don't like her. It has nothing to do with music. It's something that she did that was very disrespectful. The timing of the rumors didn't help either. Both Foxy and DMX were signed to Def Jam and were on the Survival of the Illest tour together that summer. In December 1998, DMX dropped his second album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, which quickly became a classic. One track in particular, Bring Your Whole Crew, sparked rumors of subliminal shots aimed at Corrupt. DMX's lyrics talked about being out for blood and mentioned the Crips being at war, an obvious jab since Corrupt was a known. In the same song, DMX questions how much trash someone could talk with his lips on the floor, calls someone a bee, and even refers to a fake pit. Fans speculated this was a diss at Corrupt, tying it to the dog pound and comparing Corrupt to a fake pit bull. DMX goes on to rap about wanting to choke and kill someone, with many interpreting it as a warning for Corrupt to back off before things got serious. While none of this was confirmed as a direct diss, the timing made it hard not to connect the dots. By 1999, the tension between DMX and Corrupt started heating up for real. After Corrupt got word that DMX had been hanging out with his fiancée Foxy Brown behind his back, things escalated quickly. On January 26, 1999, Foxy dropped her album China Doll, which included a track called Dog in a Fox featuring DMX. This collaboration not only confirmed that Foxy and DMX were spending time together, but also allegedly rubbed salt in Corrupt's wounds because, according to him, the concept for the song was originally meant to be a duet between him and Foxy. If true, this would have been a serious betrayal, adding fuel to the fire. So was your ex issue actually over her totally? Oh, so her ex was messing with her when y'all were together? Totally. Then she took one of my concepts. We was going to make a record called The Dog in the Fox. No. Yeah. Wow. And then she went and did it with Earl.Corrupt versus DMX. At the same time, Corrupt was working on his second album, The Streets Is a Mother, and decided to address the situation head-on. He recorded a track called Calling Out Names, which served as a diss aimed at several people, including DMX, 50 Cent, and Ja Rule. The track leaked a few months before the album's official release and instantly stirred controversy. In the first verse, Corrupt takes aim at DMX, referring to him as a mother-effing D-motherfing, and declares that the only X he acknowledges is Exhibit or RBX. He accuses DMX of trying to snag his B Foxy Brown, but says DMX can keep her, calling both DMX and Foxy to be getting rich. Corrupt doesn't hold back, warning DMX that if he ever sets foot on the West Coast, he'll be stripped and beaten all over a female. Corrupt even brags that he's moved on with a new girl because his old one tweaked, another jab at Foxy and the drama surrounding her. In the second verse, Corrupt shifts his attention to Rough Riders, making it clear he doesn't have love for anyone in the crew except Eve. This praise for Eve seemed to confirm Foxy Brown's claim that Eve was the one who told Corrupt about her, and DMX. Corrupt then fires off more shots, saying F Rough Riders, F the Firm, and Felly. The Firm was the group Foxy was a part of, led by Nas, while Belly was the 1998 film starring DMX and Nas. Corrupt's dices were clearly aimed at DMX and Foxy, with Nas getting dragged into the mix after he publicly praised the DMX and Foxy situation. In the Double XXL interview, even suggesting Foxy should have been with someone from New York. To top it off, Corrupt ends the track by mocking DMX's signature Get At Me Dog line, mimicking DMX's delivery and sarcastically taunting him. On the original version of the track, Corrupt even mocks DMX right at the beginning. Not long after Corrupt dropped his diss track Calling Out Names, things took a dark turn. On October 17, 1999, around 11:40 p.m., Corrupt was at Echo Sound Studios in Los Angeles, working on his album The Streets Is a Mother when a shooting occurred. The incident left his bodyguard Dwayne Dree dead from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest, and two other rappers, Willard Givers and Javon Jones, injured with gunshot wounds to the calf and foot. Immediately, speculation started flying that DMX was somehow involved in the hit, considering the timing and Corrupt's recent diss track. However, a spokesperson for DMX quickly responded to clear his name, stating, "DMX is in Miami recording his album." It is unfortunate that an act of nature happened. DMX is not knowledgeable of this. I just got off the phone with him. DMX himself also denied any involvement in the shooting. Corrupt. He killed 2 of his bodyguards. They tried to kill him. Killed 2 of his bodyguards. They blame it on me because he made a song about me. Even though nobody really heard the song, being that he made a song about me, I had to be the one doing it. I'm nothing pissed off and a whack. But despite his denials, whispers about his possible connection to the incident didn't completely die down given his reputation and fiery personality. A month later, on November 16, 1999, Corrupt dropped his album, The Streets Is a Mother. As expected, the controversial track Calling Out Names was included, featuring all the disses aimed at DMX. But Corrupt didn't stop there. On another track, Who Ride With Us, he took things a step further. At the end of the song, there's a skit where Corrupt is flipping through fictional radio stations. One of the stations features a parody of DMX, complete with someone imitating his voice, adding another layer of mockery to their beef. If I bleed, it's blood. Who I am, who I be till I die. Not to be outdone, DMX fired back in a big way. On December 21st, 1999, he released his 3rd album, and then there was X, which included one of his most iconic hits, Party Up in Here. While many people know it as a club banger, the song is widely believed to be a diss aimed directly at Corrupt. From the opening lines, DMX makes his intentions clear. Y'all gon' make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. He's threatening all the cowards and takes a swipe at Corrupt's crew, saying they could get done with dumb quick. Some fans believe this line eerily references the Echo Studio, shooting with DMX rapping about a gun clicking and fights breaking. Out over some dumb is all you made up in the jail before. Suck my dick and all the mother cats you run with. Get done with quick gun 911, all over some dumb. Ain't that some... Sihivet? The second verse gets even more personal. DMX calls out rappers saying they're nothing but characters and not even good actors, which many interpreted as a shot at Corrupt. He goes on to call someone whack, twisted, and drags Corrupt's personal life into it, referring to Foxy Brown as a hoe. Let's go out of whack and twisted. Your girl's a hoe. DMX also vents his frustration over men fighting over women who don't belong to them, another direct jab at Corrupt and the Foxy Brown drama. In the 3rd verse, DMX ramps up the aggression, saying he's going to shut someone up permanently. You keep running your mouth, you're going to blow your lung out. He even hints at making someone go missing, which only fueled the rumors that DMX had something to do with the Echo Studios attack. I'ma blow his gun out. Listen, your ass is about to be missing. You know who going to find you? Some old man fishing. What made Party Up such a devastating response wasn't just the lyrics. It was the song's success. It became a global hit, blasting in clubs, on the radio, and in movies. For Corrupt, hearing DMX mock him on such a massive platform must have been humiliating. It was a strategic move by DMX, proving that sometimes winning a beef doesn't require more diss tracks. It just takes making a hit that dominates everywhere. Fast forward to January 17, 2000, DMX was at the American Music Awards held at the iconic Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. During the event, he made an appearance in the press room where he answered a series of questions from reporters. Naturally, someone brought up the lingering beef between him and Corrupt, and DMX said there wasn't any issue between the two of them. 2 questions. How are you dealing with the conflicts with Corrupt? Alright, first of all, there is no conflict with Corrupt, So, I'm not dealing with anything. It was a surprising answer, to say the least. After all, Party Up seemed to contain lines that many believed were clear shots at Corrupt, and the tension between the two had been buzzing in the industry for a while. So why the sudden downplay? Some thought it was DMX's way of brushing Corrupt off, refusing to give him any attention. Others speculated it was a calculated move, possibly to divert attention from the rumors linking DMX to the shooting outside Echo Studios. Corrupt, for his part, stayed relatively quiet during this period. Despite Party Up becoming a global hit and playing in every club and radio station, Corrupt chose not to respond with another diss track. Instead, he took a different approach, On July the 17th, 2001, he dropped his album Space Boogie Smoke Odyssey. One track, Just Don't Give a F, addressed the lingering feud. In the song, Corrupt let it be known that he was ready to squash the beef with DMX, but that wasn't quite the end of their story. A few years later, on August 23, 2005, Corrupt released his album Against the Grain. One track, Speak On It, reignited some of the old tensions, albeit in a subtle way. In the song, Corrupt spoke on people comparing rappers like 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and DMX to Tupac. He firmly shut those comparisons down, saying there would never be another Tupac. Then, in a direct call-out, he mentioned DMX by name, saying he wasn't the new Tupac either. Ain't no new to Tupac. DMX ain't the new Tupac. After that, the feud between DMX and Corrupt faded into the background. Then, in 2017, nearly 2 decades after their rivalry started, something unexpected happened. Corrupt and DMX ran into each other at an airport. According to Corrupt, the encounter was friendly, and the two finally buried the hatchet for